Yo, what's good, YouTube? You know who it is. It's Royalty, and I'm back with another video. Uh, I got another reaction, as always. Let me not pretend like y'all not surprised. This is the only thing I do. But we got a deathmatch video. Metal Sonic versus Cell. Yeah, I know you already seen the mask. The dreads got a little too long for the shiesty, so I had to switch. It's not my fault. It's like I'm getting tired of having to move them out my eye whenever I put the shiesty on now. Anyway, we're gonna jump straight into the video. Go ahead and cue that intro. And you're back. Got the video pulled up. Already pre-downloaded. A little bit of lag in between. That ain't nothing new for us. Anyway, we're gonna get started. Let's get through it. Let's get at it.
Cell versus Metal Sonic. Which copycat android
One of
is
my goats.
truly
One of my
the
goats.
superior
Metal
model?
Sonic's one of my
Here's
goats.
where's
Fucking
my
tough.
boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale.
He was sucking
All
niggas
it
up.
left behind
He was slapping
was
them
their
down.
Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind. Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form. The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims
Fucking
and
niggas
add
dry.
their energy to its wretched gestalt. But the
He low-key
nightmare
sucked
was
their soul
only
out.
just
I'm not even gonna lie to
beginning,
you. That's basically what he
because for
did.
its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha. The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army. Until they got rocked by
Yeah, Kid Goku beat they
this
shit.
little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku. But Red Ribbon's dream of
I can
revenge
never
lived
lose to a
on
kid
within
with a
their
monkey
head
tail. I'm just
scientist,
saying.
Dr. Giro. Hiding away in his spooky cave
Like
laboratory,
1800s.
Giro would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning
Real
everything there was to know about them, and building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all. He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key-absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even... ginger androids. However, none of Giro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed. Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Giro's death to complete. It's
Right here, that nigga just lied. He called Cell cute. That nigga Cell has always been chopped. First form, second form, and I give him a little bit of leniency with his third form, with his perfect form. But every single one of his transformations before his perfect form, that nigga was chopped cheese. Chopped cheese with a side of ugly.
name was Cell. Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information
That's
of all
hilarious,
the
dude.
greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable. And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too. Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields. From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique.
Am I tweaking or I do not remember any of the Z fighters before being able to use telekinesis. So I don't know if Cell just like automatically learned that or am I just tweaking because somebody apparently had. Does Chiaotzu have telekinesis? But would Jiro give Cell Chiaotzu's DNA? I think that'd be like a triple for real. Like Chiaotzu's DNA, you're pretty much shit.
Destructo Disc and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chiaotzu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Oh, so he didn't give Chiaotzu DNA.
Oh, okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father. And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell
Frieza
can
has
regenerate
telekinesis.
humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys. Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times and cannot be
Final
destroyed unless the
Flash,
small cluster of cells
Kamehameha
at the core
multiple
of his
times. That
being
nigga still
is
came back. That's some
eradicated.
BS.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will
This nigga said, and I quote, "You destroy this on the top of my head and I'm dead." Goku teleported in front of him with a Kamehameha and he still took that bit and still regenerated.
always
Cell is the
return,
biggest
even
liar in
stronger
history.
than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop. Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature. But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die. They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior. Like a perpetual shonen motion machine. Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect. Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated.
Yo, their timelines are low-key mad confusing, but I understand it, right? So Cell is from future Trunks timeline and killed him and went back to the past. Other or regular future Trunks, the one that we talk about regularly, he also went back to the past. After they beat Cell and everybody, future Trunks went back to his future, not future Trunks. Future Trunks is dead, okay? Future Trunks was back to his future, and then when Cell was about to kill him like he did the future Trunks, Trunks killed him, right? Which Loki made another paradox because he was supposed to die and then Cell was supposed to go back in time. So Loki made another paradox, which is why they fucked up their time travel so bad. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that shit is garbage.
There's like 5 timelines. As
Just
Cell
keep it simple,
defeated and
gang. Just
absorbed
keep it
the
simple.
androids, he evolved. Not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle. He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect and easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Vegeta
Perfect
dumbass let him
Cell's power
transform.
was off the charts.
Vegeta
He
Loki
could
deserved that
threaten
ass
the whole
whooping.
Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system. While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet. But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating. Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games. Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy. And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time. Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe. He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the
Not gonna lie,
strongest
I
sea
already
fighters
know
at the
all of
time.
this.
Goku
I'm
flew
just waiting
from Grand-sized
for
planet
Metal
Heaven
Sonic because
all the way to
I'm
Hell,
not
hundreds of
locked in on
billions
him
of
as
light
much as I
years
am with
in
Shadow and
half a
Sonic.
minute. And that was in his base form. Yeah, that's cool, but how about
I
the
can look
power
and
to
skip
squeeze
this
mini
and
cell
all
juniors out of your
this already
butt?
know shit.
What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel. Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament. The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr. Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan. After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his
Can I rant real quick? When is my boy Vegeta gonna get a main villain win, bro? Come on, bro. Give him something. Like, this nigga Vegeta hasn't beat not one main villain in his lifetime. Lock him in something. Give him his movie or something. Send him to Universe 6. And have him on their planet and doing shit. Like, come
absolute
on.
limits and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really
Oh,
are
bro, he's
related to
getting slandered.
Vegeta, aren't you? In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat. He got so mad, he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all. Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked. Super perfect Cell! Now with more lightning, in a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan, and went the distance. But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero
all that
copied
just
the
to get
Z
whooped.
Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond. What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell. Hey,
This is the
real
part
quick,
I'm
did you know
interested.
Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and a bunch of other
Yeah,
stuff.
we're
I
gonna
love if you can
skip
check it
this,
out.
gang.
We just finished our campaign through the old school Tomb of Horrors, the most infamous dungeon in D&D history.
Skip that, 'cause I'm not
Time
listening
and
to you.
again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing wing spot away from getting cracked and scrambled. But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the blue blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic. Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype. Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds. He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes. Metal can use all of Sonic's
Alright, so
power-ups,
far we're still in
and
the
even
regular
replicate his
tier
classic
range.
spin dash and light
Hold on, wait a
speed
minute, wait a
attack,
minute,
but
wait a
he's
minute,
got
wait,
moves
wait,
of his own.
wait. Pause real quick. Pause real. I'm just realizing the unfairness of this matchup. You're putting Cell, a solar system level character, which sounds great off the bat, against somebody who's fought Sonic. Now, mind you, Sonic has fought eldritch beings and demons and gods before. Hell, Chaos is like some type of ancient being in their verse, and I guarantee you, he has some form that has to do with Chaos somehow. And we're putting him against Cell. This is not a fair matchup at all. This is literally hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Cooked. Cell's cooked. Cell's ass is fucking cooked. Fried as shit, bro.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field. By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path. At the risk of self-destructing. You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took
Nope.
one showdown on
Cause
Stardust
Sonic's that.
Speedway to
Nah,
send
Shadow's
Metal
that
to the
nigga.
scrap heap. On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior. Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red
Look at that thing. What is that?
B, you know something's
I
gone
guarantee that's
horribly
beating
wrong.
Cell.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist? Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter. Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too? Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata. giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds. Like the sonic boom, Knuckles' hammer punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at
Yo,
fishing.
he's
Metal
magical
isn't just
swiveling
learning their
asshole.
moves,
Get
he
the
can
fuck
replicate more
out.
esoteric powers like silver psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA. Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle. Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos. Not the only chaos he's encountered. By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
This nigga can use
You
chaos control
mean
too.
the Chaos Emeralds? Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic. Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents. The Emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems. On their own, they can even create and destroy
Is
whole
Star
universes.
System bigger than the solar
Other super
system?
characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 Super Hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse. So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time. The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined
A little bit like
their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord. Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material. And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy. A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down. He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork. Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code. Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again. I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe
scheming.
Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again. Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Oh, that's tough. Who y'all got?
Hey,
I don't care about him. Real quick, I gotta take a break. This mask is fogging up, and I'm thirsty. Okay, so I'm
I'm
back,
Chad, the
and
voice of Boomstick. And if you don't believe me, well, what about now?
oh, good, get that
Oh,
shit. All right, so basically, what I'm getting is Metal Sonic is going to dog walk the shit out of Cell, cause nigga, you're talking about chaos control, time stop, super Neo Metal Sonic, Overlord. Yo, he can copy too. So he can just copy this nigga Cell abilities and get Kamehameha. Hell, Cell can even do a spirit bomb. Instant transmission. Destructo disc. He can get all this nigga Cell's abilities. So Cell doesn't even have hacks anymore. Oh yeah, it's over. He's not winning that. I put my entire wallet on that right now. Cell Max is getting dog walked. Dog walked.
all right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities. It's time for a death battle!
Hell nigga, not even much of a battle. More like a one-sided stomp out. Curb stomp.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you.
Bring
His
me
theme song
your
was always tough
strongest
though.
fighter or face. Then prepare to kneel before your master. Perfect.
His telekinesis. Mink. Not the last I was Sonic. I would have the second I saw
Tell me,
that beam attack,
does
I'm
a
copying him.
machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
Yeah, the animation tweaking out a little too much. I don't think my computer can. That nigga just yo, yo. This is the definition of what Higuruma does. Beginning of the fight, the nigga immediately pops the domain expansion. What the nigga? You ain't even give him a chance to fight. You just immediately popped your ult. I respect it, gang. Hey, yeah, no letting him power up. Animation goes so crazy, I don't really know what's happening. I'm so confused. This nigga throw a big Getty Star at him?
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form. I already
Oh, that's
possess
aura.
this data. Observe. Chaos. Done. True. Life form data successfully copied.
Oh. Oh, he took that nigga arm.
To kill me. I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
That looks crazy. Bro just stretched out his booty hole.
Don't you dare.
That's a good nod to that meme. That's a good nod to it. That's a good nod to it. He should have died from that alone. Wait, no. Cause don't the Kikoho technique use like a little bit of your life force to make it even stronger? That's why Tien Shinhan was able to hold back Cell for so long. He should have died off that. Yo, okay, so I'm seeing now they're making it look good because he should have died to that move.
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them. If you are all of
Caught your
them,
ass lacking.
then so am I. I'll never lose to a machine like.
Damn. I mean, realistically, we already knew he stood no chance. Come on now.
I'll crush you. KO! So now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
that world's fucked. Our
Oh
bad.
yeah, that
Cell
world
may
is
have been one of the
done
greatest
for
threats in Dragon
again.
Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities.
All right, I think strength, I think goes to Metal Sonic because Overlord form and all that. Speed, mm, I mean shit, Metal Sonic comes from a verse all about speed. But low key, they might pull some shit from Dragon Ball, so I'ma have to either say Cell or Tai. Abilities, that's 100% Cell, gotta be, cause hell, he has way more abilities than him. Adaptation is 100% Metal Sonic.
And adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well,
Metal
it's no
Sonic.
surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz.
Damn.
Those Namekians
So
said
he's
that
definitely
Cell was
stood no
strong
choice.
enough to threaten a universe on
Wait. So that's even more of a reason why shouldn't have just survived the Kikoho.
his
What?
own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds.
Yeah,
By
see?
using
We
the
should go to,
radius of the
Metal
observable
Sonic.
universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games.
Why did
which
I
covered
know they
roughly
were
a
gonna bring
universe
that
in
up?
distance
I
at
knew they were gonna bring that up.
180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan
Oh,
or
so it
Super
goes-
Perfect
okay.
Cell.
Factoring in
definitely
Super
goes to
Saiyan
Cell.
multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that. And so 100
reasonable,
times
that's
faster
reasonable.
than Metal Sonic.
Reasonable
Somehow,
calculation.
Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like
Gotta be
telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note, though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time.
Wait, so it's
Something
Metal?
that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver
Damn.
Psychokinesis, or the Emerald
thought it
Spatial
meant, like,
Distortion,
overall ability,
Metal could
overall hack.
seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively
so it's
being
not
a
Cell,
newborn,
but it's not
Cell's
Sonic either, so
genetic
it's top?
instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly
Okay,
a
so
wash.
it's tied. I was
Which
wrong,
leaves
yeah.
us with the one thing they're both known for. Their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response
Yeah, that's
to their
100% Metal.
opponents,
He can just look at you and
aka
copy your
their
shit.
adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely
Yeah, cause Cell, he has to like absorb you or stab you with his tail, and he can't absorb. He's not gonna be able to absorb Metal Sonic. He can absorb overall like actual machines. Like he can absorb Android 16.
breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise,
And he
he
can't
can't
overpower
absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell
Yeah,
was only able to absorb Androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body.
Oh, wait, so wouldn't he
Nothing
be able to
Cell
copy his
has
regeneration?
would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copy.
He might be able to
Cell's
copy his generation.
generation?
Yep.
Copied. Cell's
Damn.
key techniques, believe it or not, copied.
Copied.
Chaos
Yeah.
Emeralds are
So yeah,
described
he
as
had
being
no
able
chance.
to
He stood no
produce
chance.
life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level. Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
guess
just
now
Metal
I get why they
all around
called it
horrible, man.
Sonic CD.
And
Because
why
he's
is
not
that?
much. Oh no,
Cell
he's much faster.
died.
Apparently.
Wiz, you get it? CD? Wiz, where you go? Come on
This
back.
nigga is not
Next
funny.
time on Death Battle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That shit was not going to sell at all. Like that's the most unfair matchup I've ever seen. You're putting like a nigga who could contend with multiversal beings against a solar system level character. That's like Anos Voldigoad versus Goku. That's like Rimuru Tempest versus Goku. It's not fair at all. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Like and subscribe. I need it. I need it. And I'll see you next time.